So I was NJP'd in November of 2022. DUI. Actions leading up to this, the story goes, the night of my 4-year anniversary in the Marine Corps, just kind of chilling in my room, 33 area, Camp Margarita, and it's a Saturday night. No plans to go out that night. And my buddy who was at drill instructor school at the time, he hit me up, my good buddy, great buddy, still friends today. He's like, hey, let's grab a beer. I was like, I'm not really feeling a beer, but I really wanted to see my buddy more than I wanted a beer. So I'll tell you what, I'll head out here. At the time, I was, like I said, chilling in my room. Time on deck was, I don't know, 2100. And I said, I'll tell you what, I'll head your way, have a beer or two, catch up, and then I'll head back. Easy day. Let's do it. So yeah, like I said, 4-year anniversary, I was like, why not? Why not? Why not go out? Got in the car, drove to San Diego, and met up with my boy, shook hands, dap him up, normal, standard operating procedure, of course. At the time, I'm 23 years old. Prefrontal cortex not developed, and I'm a believer in the prefrontal cortex, in that frontal lobe developing after 25. It's a real thing, but just going back to it, my plan was to have a beer or two and then just call it a night. For whatever reason, Saturday night, San Diego, the vibes are good, catching up. My buddy's telling me stories about DI school, the whole thing. And I didn't start with the beer. I just started with the margarita. Margarita, went to the margarita number 2, went to, hey, let's go over here. Went to my usual vodka soda. I'm a big vodka soda guy. I was a big vodka soda guy. And, one thing led to another. 2200 turned into 02, right? So we called it a night. Finally, we ended up at Valertas Vallartas to get a burrito. That's my Spanish accent there. Yeah, but we ended it with the burrito per usual. Again, SOP, just a night out. You go to Valertas. We call it Valertas. It's Vallartas, but yeah. So just some boot stuff, really. Like, we're shooting the ish right there in the parking lot, and he's teaching me drill. I'm doing the whole thing. It's drizzling. He's like, "You good?" I'm good, bro. All right, love you, man. Have a good night. I'm gonna talk to you soon. Boom, talk to you soon. So I DFL San Diego around 02, right? 0210. En route to Camp Pendleton. This is the same drive I've done before. Pull up to the front gate. 45 minutes later, it's probably 0240 at this point, and pull up to the front gate per usual. Morning, brother. Just, should I have been on the road? No. But the thing about driving under the influence is, the more you do it, unfortunately, the better at it you get. And the better at it you get, the more it seems, I'm sorry, the less it seems like you're doing something wrong. Am I making an excuse here? No, but this is the fact of the matter. Take beer pong, for example. Beer pong is played typically under the influence, and you get better. Most people get better as they're getting more intoxicated. So, kind of an analogy for drinking and driving. Yeah, pull up to the front gate as I usually do. Morning, brother. Hey, how you doing? It's early. I mean, it's late. It's early, right? He's like, hey, have a good night. Appreciate it, bro. Shouldn't have been on the road. Driving down, not Barcelona, but from the main gate to 33 area. The road with no lights, driving down there. I mean, I've driven down that road 100 times at this point. Been in for 4 years, right? Been on Camp Pendleton for 3.5 of those years, and this is my home. So I'm like, at this point, I wanted to get home. Speeding, okay. Speed limit on base at that point is 55. I was doing well over 55. Let's just say that. Oncoming car. I'm like, listen to Bone Thugs. Car's coming. Look in the mirror. Lights me up. PMO. And we can get into the whole PMO situation, but pulls me over, had anything to drink. I'm not a liar, really. And quite frankly, I'm sure he smelled it. I just told him, yeah, I know, I had a few drinks. I didn't say I had a few drinks. I just said, yeah. All right, license, registration, the whole thing. I do the field sobriety test, counting on one leg. In my head, I'm like, God's got me. And I was confident I was going home that night, which I did probably about 3 hours later. But in my head, I was like, I'm going to go home right now. Not the case. Standing on one foot, counting backwards, I'm like 19, 18, 17. It's cold. I'm like shivering. He's like, why are you shivering? I'm like, sir, it's cold. Weird. It's just the things I'm remembering as I'm going through it here. Follow the pen, the whole thing. And I'm following the pen. I'm like, this is actually easy. I'm really confident I'm going home. He's like, okay, at this time, would you like to submit to a breathalyzer? I was like, I'd rather not. And he's like, okay, go ahead and put your hands behind your back. I was like, oh, that's the next step after I say no. So yeah, for anybody watching, Marines watching this, if you refuse a breathalyzer aboard a Marine Corps installation, it's considered a DUI at that point. It's almost an admission of guilt. Okay, so put the hands behind the back. He's giving my car keys to the actual Marine PMO because I was being arrested or detained, one of those. I was being arrested by the civilian PMO, and so the Marine PMO is grabbing my car keys. I'm like, okay, this is a whole thing right now because first of all, I love my car. If any of you guys know me, and I'm like, someone's gonna tow my car. Like, who's towing my car? Where's it gonna go? I'm like, all right, whatever. Kind of the least of my worries, right? One, I'm alive. Let's not go there. So my hands are in handcuffs, metal, like on my wrist. Don't like it. Behind the squad car, shuts the door. Now I'm sitting there in silence, like, okay, I just got a DUI. Large sigh. Who did I just let down? Instantly, I'm thinking about my chain of command, yes. Captain Ha at the time. Lieutenant Lacer at the time. Gunnery Sergeant Angulo at the time. First Sergeant Waddington at the time. These are dudes. If you know Truck Company 2022, 2021, like these dudes carry weight. I mean, these dudes are the legit, like these dudes are real Marines. And so when you have real Marines that you look up to, it's just like tight. That's what I just did. And not to mention the folks, the men and women under my charge. I'm like, every weekend you get the brief. Don't drink and drive. Don't drive and drink. Call somebody, the whole thing. And like when you're an NCO, again, 23-year-old NCO, like I've been doing this, relatively seasoned, right? That's a whole nother argument. But seasoned NCO, seasoned corporal. I just reenlisted that July. And here I am making this mistake. This is an unacceptable mistake. And I'm like, okay, now the Marines under my charge. Okay, well, this is a whole thing right now. Refuse the breathalyzer. That's really the end of that story. Okay, so what happened that night? I got in the POV under the influence. Shouldn't have been on the road that night. I didn't hurt myself and I didn't hurt anyone else. That's a pro. I did, however, let people down. When you invest your time and energy into somebody, in this case, the organization that is the United States Marine Corps is 100% a human business. So when a human, be it the platoon sergeant, be it your NCO, be it the CO, the XO, company guns, company first sergeant, when you're these people and you're investing your time, energy, people don't like to say love, but I'm going to go love. It's real. Into another man, into another woman, into another Marine, and they just let you down. It's like, whoa, that's what I just did. I'm not. Okay. So yeah, 2022, not a good year for me. Not a good year. This was October that this went down. Got NJP'd in November. So what came with it? Thank God again, like I said, didn't hurt myself, didn't hurt anyone. Manslaughter, vehicular manslaughter in California is like minimum of 11 years. So this is nothing to play with. We're talking about human lives again on a different aspect. But yeah, I mean, you let people down. I mean, I had orders to MSG. I was pulled from the field to go execute my final PFT. And instead of, working on my future, I'm over here blowing it away for a night of drinking. Oh gosh. Fabulous. Really. Just extraordinary. What can we take away? And what's my message here is this. The Marine Corps is going to give you endless amounts of opportunities. I'm talking about traveling the world. I'm talking about meeting new people. I'm talking about experiencing different cultures. I'm talking about all these great things, like just being a part of something greater is in itself. Excuse me, being a part of something greater than yourself is in itself the biggest blessing, and like really what people are striving for and what people are seeking when they join the organization. So boom, you already won. Okay. But on top of that, I mean, there's just so much opportunity. The leadership development in this organization is endless. Okay. So don't throw it away for a night out in town. We have Lyft. We have Uber. We have call your freaking platoon sergeant, call your trusted corporal. All these options, or you can end up like me. Thousands, I'll say it right now. $2,000 attorney fee. $500 to get the car out the impound because the impound's closed on Sunday, so I had to get the car out Monday. So we're talking 2,500. Loss of rank. Corporals, sergeants, and above, loss of rank. You can't get back in formation in the same spot you were, because guess what? Your boot, excuse me, if I may, your boot is going to tap you on your shoulder and post you. This ain't your spot anymore, big dog. Legit. So 2,500, ego check, loss of pay. When loss of pay, I missed out on pay as a corporal, but not only that, guess what? It was my 4-year anniversary. What does that mean? I'm eligible for sergeant. No, no, not kidding you. Eligible for sergeant the next month. So instead of getting promoted to sergeant, I just got dropped down to lance corporal while my buddies are getting promoted. Like we had the same time in. My buddies are getting promoted. My boots are now my NCOs. I'm a junior Marine. It's just, you don't want this. I'm telling you this right now. 2,500, can't drive your, oh, don't even get me started on, you cannot drive your car. So fortunately enough for me, I didn't get 45. It was a 30-day loss of pay. Half pay. Okay. So half pay. I didn't pull some strings. I just said, hey, I just reached out to the XO, said, sir, like, can you represent me here? It's a character witness. Different story for a different day. But yeah, the biggest takeaway is this, you don't want to lose your rank. You don't want to lose the opportunities. If you have orders for MSG school, if you have orders for this and that, you want to go MARSOC. You know, last year I put in a MARSOC package, and my adversities from years prior, i.e. hazing, i.e. DUI, the MARSOC commanding general just shut it down real quick. I mean, I sent him a letter. He got back to me via the recruiter. I'm going off on a tangent, but your opportunities are going to be taken away. Money down the drain. Probably in hindsight, $5,000 just down the drain. Yeah, because I wasn't a sergeant, so that's months of loss of pay as a sergeant, right? So This is nothing to play with, Marines. Nothing to play with. Don't drink and drive. NCOs, really, I implore you to be that trusted man or woman and really have that conversation with your Marines and say, hey, you're not going to be in trouble. If you in a sticky situation, call me. I'm there. And if I can't be there, I'm going to call a Lyft for you. I'm going to call an Uber for you. This is it. This is the business. Okay? Again, I beg you, I implore you to not be the one that gets behind the wheel. It's not worth it. Take it from me. It's not worth it. 7-5.